Hi, Flo and Gideon. I am going to go over this offer, kind of breeze over it a bit. So let me know if you have questions. I just want to make sure that you understand exactly what you're signing. So here is the first page of the purchase and sale agreement. We have today's date. We have the MLS number. We have an offer expiration date of 4/22. That just means that as of tomorrow at 9 p.m., you are free to walk away from the offer. The seller can still accept the offer after the expiration date, and if you want to go through with it, you can. We have your name, the seller's name. This is the tax ID number. This is the property address. These are the included items per the listing agreement on the multiple listing service. This is the purchase price that we talked about. The earnest money is typically 1% of the purchase price, so that's $3,100. We have it as a note held by the closing agent. In the default, in case of default, if you were to walk away like the day before close, that would be forfeiture of earnest money. Title insurance company is Stewart Title and Escrow with Lori Leonard. We have a close date of 5/23 and possession on closing. We've requested the escrow company to take care of prorating the utilities. Charges, assessments levied before but due after closing, assumed by buyer. What that means is if there's a sewer assessment that is going to be due after you own the home, that you will assume it. That will come up in the title report, so it wouldn't be a surprise. I don't think there's anything going on there. It's usually disclosed in the listing, but we would find out. Seller is not a foreign person for purposes of U.S. income taxation. I represent you. The listing broker represents the seller, and here's the addenda that is attached. The next few pages govern the items on the first page of the purchase and sale and go over just more things in detail, such as computation of time, forfeiture of earnest money, what that means, all of those things. So if you have questions about that, I encourage you to go over it and let me know. Have your loan as a conventional first with 3% down. If you're going to be putting more down, let me know and we can change that. Within 5 days of your offer being accepted, you'll need to start your loan application. If you don't, then you waive your financing contingency, which means that you would lose the ability to get your earnest money back if for some reason you didn't qualify anymore. At any time 10 days after mutual acceptance, the seller may give a notice requesting information and asking to see what the status of your loan application is. They usually don't do that. Sometimes they do. They just want to see, make sure that you've started your application. And then you have 3 days to get back to them with a form that I would send over to you that says, yes, I have, and here's how far along we are. 30 days after mutual acceptance, the seller can give a notice asking you to waive your financing contingency. Now, 30 days in, you should be about to close. I wrote it as a 31-day close. So you would know whether or not you're going to qualify. Highly unlikely that the seller would do that anyways, since it's such a short close. What that means is if they ask you to waive your financing that 30 days in, then you would not get your earnest money back if you were not able to close the property. If the appraisal is less than the sales price, so that means if the bank comes out and they say the property's worth less than what you're buying it for, that is highly unlikely in this situation, but it does not waive your if you waive the financing contingency, that doesn't waive your appraisal. I hope that makes sense. Loan cost provisions. So I've asked the seller to pay up to $4,650, which is 1.5% of the purchase price. Now, if you haven't waived the financing and for some reason you're not able to close, so like maybe someone lost a job or something like that, you get your earnest money back. Seller allows inspections. This governs what the seller can do if the appraisal is less than sale price. Optional clauses. This just says that myself and the listing agent make no representations about the lot size or the home size, so that would be up to you to confirm that it's exactly those sizes. I have neither title insurance checked because you get if we don't check these, you have a title insurance that covers even more items for you. The seller shall clean the property. Seller remove all personal property from the house prior to possession. These are the utilities, and the rest of these do not apply. Title contingency. So you will have 5 days from the receipt of the preliminary title insurance commitment for title insurance to review it and give, if you see anything that you disapprove of. And the seller has 5 days to get it to show you that they've cleared all any issues that you might have found. Again, not very likely that this would happen, but this gives you the opportunity to clear things up in that case. Seller is required to give you a marketable title at closing. Earnest money promissory note. We would just need $3,100 within 3 days of mutual acceptance, and I could pick that up from you guys and get that taken care of. Inspection contingency. This allows an inspection. We did 5 days after mutual acceptance, and 5 days is 5 business days, so weekends don't count. And then if you need an additional inspection, we've allowed for 3 more days. And then seller has 3 days to get back to you after you respond. Then you have 3 days to get back to them. Any repairs need to be done within 3 days of close so that we can do a walkthrough before you sign final paperwork. This is the lead-based paint disclosure. The seller has no knowledge of lead-based paint. So I'm assuming that you will be waiving the opportunity to conduct a risk assessment. This is the identification of utilities. So this is the utility company. So they're pretty much all Tacoma Public Utilities, which makes that easy, except for the gas, which is Puget Sound Energy. This is the seller disclosure. This is just the sellers filled in anything if they know about the property. I encourage you to read that. You have 3 days to review this and get out based upon this. So it sounds like sometimes during long extended rains, some water will appear in a crawl space. There's a sump pump available. Very, very common in Northeast Tacoma for that to be an issue, actually in most of Washington, but there's certain areas where it's more common. This is where you're going to sign that you have 3 business days to rescind the agreement if you disapprove of anything there. This is the legal description, which is required by law to be included with all offers. And this is the FERPTA, and you don't need to sign anything on this. This is all for the seller just to say that they are not a non-resident alien. And it's all about how a home is taxed upon sale. All right, I hope that helps. I kind of went over it quickly. And so call me if you have questions. I'll talk to you later. Bye.